Hello and welcome to the Peacekeeper Project. My name is Ben. Now, why is emotional work so important? Why should you do it? Well, because if we don't learn to own our emotions will own us. Now, what does that mean? Well, for example, maybe someone says something or does something and you're offended by it. Maybe you're upset. You're very upset. Maybe you're angry. And that anger fuels you to say things and do things. Maybe you start attacking them verbally, putting them down, shaming them, yelling at them, dredging up the past to fuel your angry attacks on them. But then afterwards, later, when you've had a chance to calm down and maybe reflect a little, you realize that you had a big emotional reaction and you're not proud of what you did and you feel bad for it. Now, there's a gradient of experiences here from a mild reaction to an extreme reaction. But I'm using this example to present a principle, to point something out. And we have an expression for it. Our emotions got the better of us. Now, you've heard this one, right? And you can relate. We've all had experiences like this where we've reacted or overreacted and we regret it later. But another way to say this is that our emotions owned us, or our emotions kicked us out of the driver's seat and took over. Now, of course, in the moment when we're fueled by those emotions, we feel completely justified in our actions, the things we do and we say, in our reactions. But in those moments, we probably don't consider that we're actually in a reaction. In those moments, it's the emotion. It just takes over. It takes over and fuels our actions and our words. They're fueled by the energy of that emotion. So if we don't learn to own our emotions, they will own us. And this can happen in a relationship with our spouse, significant other, family member, friends, workplace, maybe a stranger, snapping at a stranger or losing it when someone cuts you off in traffic. But whatever the reason, our emotions can take over and get the better of us in all kinds of life situations. And in those moments, we're unable to make the kinds of decisions and choices we might normally make when we're in a calm and clear state of mind. Because our emotions are now running the show. They're owning us. And take a moment to recall a time when this has happened to you. That feeling of an intense emotion taking over, fueling your words and your actions. All right, now, by contrast, what does it mean to own your emotions? Well, this is part of emotional intelligence, and there are different aspects to this. But essentially, we could say that owning our emotions is the ability to be present with and to feel the emotions coming up without them taking over. Just because we have intense emotions coming up inside us does not mean they have to take over. Emotional work is such an important foundation for life because it helps keep us in the driver's seat of our life. Now, even more than that, it's about how that makes us feel. This feeling of freedom and strength that comes with our ability to choose how we want to live our life and respond to life. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, but it can be learned. Like learning any other skill, it does take practice. Now, emotional work is challenging and confronting at times, but it is one of the most rewarding things we can do that leads into all aspects of life. Now, this video is not about teaching you how to do it, but more about understanding why it's so important for you and your life. Now, if you want to understand a little more about emotional work, emotional intelligence, then I recommend watching a previous video of mine, What is Emotional Intelligence? And I'll leave a link in the description below and at the end of this video. Now, because it's challenging and confronting at times, it's really helpful to have guidance and support on your journey. So if gaining greater emotional freedom is something that you're ready for, then I'd love to help you. And if you resonate with me and what I do and you're curious about how I can help you, then I'd love for you to reach out at peacekeeperproject.com. And I'll be happy to answer any questions. All right, now let me know in the comments below, was this video helpful and did it make sense? And if you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you know someone who could benefit from this video, please share it. Alright, now thank you for being here and I appreciate your presence. Until the next time, quiet your mind and live from your heart.